Hello, YouTube. If you watch from Twitch, thank you. I appreciate you. If not, welcome to Kiyo-Sekai. This is a monthly series where I isekai myself into various other games and universes, or other people as well. And this month, I will be isekaiing people's memories into Honkai Star Rail as light cones. And without further ado, let's get right to it. And first up, we're gonna start with one of my own memories. And these are okay. I'm gonna say disclaimer: not all memories are real because hallucinations can technically be turned into a light cone as well. As we know with like the memo keepers and Garden of Recollection, they can technically use like they can like manipulate memories. So you can see potentially like fake stuff. It's like for example with the Akis Swan light cone, where Acheron is in the suit and Black Swan was in like a completely different dress. So anyway, let's start with a light cone. There you go. That was made by me a long time ago. This image, as you see here, was something I made back in 2021, 2020, yeah, 2021. Actually, I could check. I could check. Because I do have this image somewhere. I believe this is art that that actually does show in like the starting screen. So let me find it. Okay. It was made in Wednesday. Okay, last modified on Wednesday, September 29th of 2021. So yeah, this one was made a long time ago. This is the 1.0 Kiyo model right here. And then I just edited it and just drew whatever random stuff here. So, as you can see here, this is a preservation light cone. Oh yeah, I'm treating all the light cones as 5 stars, by the way. So, and it's gonna be S5. So, for if you want to know S1 stats, feel free to yell at me in chat. I will tell you what I think they would be. But yeah, this is a light cone preservation. Even if the world stands against me. And I made this because I feel like I feel like sometimes the world just doesn't like me. And yeah, you see like the bullet holes, you see like a arrow, you see like a dagger, another knife, some like a claw mark, an actual slash. Yeah, you probably see like there's like a hole in my stomach here, or like gut as well. And, like cuts and bruises. You even see like my head bleeding as well. And I think that I see something else in here as well. I forget what that is. But there's more wounds below, but I'm not gonna go over that. But yeah, so I may have to say this is I may have to go to whatchamacallit, editor Kiyo and say, hey, oh, the OST changed. that freaking surprised me. But anyway, oop, I accidentally moved to the thing. But wait, let me change the tool so that I don't accidentally move things. Okay. So this is a preservation light cone. These are the stats. These okay, I'm gonna say right now, in terms of like making a light cone, I am best suited for doing this stuff. Everything that you see here, that is highlighted right here. Art is not my strong suit. I'm gonna say right now. So I'm gonna say okay, that almost all of the ones that you're like, most of the ones that you're gonna see are made by me. So if you don't like the art style or whatever, I just disclaimer, I'm not an artist. And this one was made in 2021, so this was like old art, but like even then, like I still wasn't like that amazing at it. So if you think I'm good at art, then yeah, feel free. You can compliment my art in the comments or in chat. But yeah, anyway, pretty moderate health. low attack and a lot of defense. If I were to compare the stats, like the raw stats of the light cone, this is basically akin to like the Adventuring light cone, if I remember it correctly. This is S5, so take this with a grain of salt. Again, like I said before, the numbers will be different. But yeah. For S5, increases the wearer's all type res by 25%. All other allies are less likely to be attacked. So normally with the light cones, like you see with like Japard's light cone, where he has his light cone moment of victory gives the wearer increased chance of getting hit. This one decreases the chance of other people getting hit. And all other allies gain increased damage percentage. And yes, this is not benefiting the wearer themselves, this damage percent boost, but it is very nice. And this is a preservation like so you normally don't get damage boosts from a sustained like yeah. So all other allies are less to be attacked, and they gain increased damage percent based off 1% of the wearer's defense, up to a maximum of 50%. So, just want to note that. It is huge. That is a huge number. If you could get a lot of defense, so 1% of the wearer's defense up to a maximum of 50%. So, you need like 5k defense. Is that a lot? Yes, it is a lot. You're likely not gonna get 5k defense unless you get like the random buffs that buffs your defense, like for whatever reason. So obviously you're not S5ing this like if you're S5ing this like I don't know what you're doing. But if you want the S1 stats, I would probably say the S1 stats would look something more like I'm looking at the I know this number will be 34%. So if you have like 3400 defense, then you're basically maxing out all that, the damage percent for this. So you're good on that, which should be pretty easy on a defense-based sustain. So like Adventuring, Japard, Fire MC, etc. So yeah, that's that. But I'm trying to know what the number for this one should be, because I don't want it to be like 17. And if I do 3, no, it'll be 30%. I think it might be 17. I think I might do a 17%, which is already like good, like really good. Like that's already like ridiculous. I could say 15%, because like you can do like 2.5%. But I feel like if I did that, then I would have to put like 25.0% just to note that like, oh, this can potentially have a 0.0% when you superimpose, or 0.5% or something. So maybe it'll be like S1 would be 15%, and then S5 would be 25%. Then like plus 0.5 per extra superimposition, right? And then with this one, it'll be like the maximum like 34%. So you get plus 4% per extra superimposition. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the light cone. Whether or not the effects or the art, I don't care. Just you can tell me whatever, how you feel in the comments or in chat. But I'll be now going over synergies. So for those of you who don't know, when you have a preservation light cone, only people who follow the path of preservation can equip it. So we will only be looking at characters of specific paths. So I'm going to real quick get the browser capture up so I can have you all see. So right now there's only 5 characters this is in preservation, and I would say almost all of them really like benefit a whole lot from it actually. Arguably even Fu Shen like benefits from it as well. because it also buffs your allies as well. But like if you really want the all type res, I'd say it's probably better to just use another light cone, namely day 1. Yours damage res of all allies. But if you really need a stat stick, if you have nothing else for your food, I guess, and you can just use the light cone that I have here on food, but again, it's way better on literally everyone else. Decreases the chance of other people getting hit, is huge on people like Adventure, Japard, Fire MC, March. It's huge because for Adventure it helps with his follow-ups. For Japard, which in turns like obviously it refreshes the shield. Japard, it helps Japard because it helps give him energy, which again gives him more ult. Fire MC because it helps with the enhanced basic attacks. And if you want to do like Trend of the Universal, actually you can't even do Trend of the Universal Market now, right? It helps a lot that with Fire MC. March, it increases the likelihood of her being I guess attacked, which means she's more likely to just put shield on herself, which is generally how you would play March. Because like if someone is low, like with solo sustain March, you only really shield someone if they're low, which is pretty risky. Which is why like people generally don't like playing March, and it's only a single target. But you know, if you do use Preservation March, my light cone is pretty good for her, you know. But yeah, I'd say especially good on Adventure and Japard and Fire MC specifically. If I had to say who in particular. Oh, music changing. All right, but yeah, can't really say anyone else. Like I said, it's only people who follow Preservation, so it's like it is a weight off my shoulders in terms of theory crafting. It's just good on these 3 in particular. That's it. Oh, it's a Bailu trailer. Now we're hearing. Okay. All right. In that case, next up is a light cone specifically for the homies. Yep. For those of you who don't know who the homies are, we have Sarge right here. We have Steph. I will say that Steph currently is in a Darkling form, which is why she looks like this instead of her usual self. We have me again, me in the corner, me and Nanata in the corner. Nanata freaking out. Me just kind of like saying, "Oh, I tried to warn her," and then Nanata being like, "Oh my goodness." So for anyone who needs to know the context of this, oh yeah, for anyone who needs to know the context of this, it's just my own drawing really. Just no real context. Sometimes I feel like the world's against me, and this was kind of an event drawing. But yeah. As for this one, this is literally from a clip that that happened in our collab with the homies. I'm actually going to find the clip myself, actually. So hold on. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm live, guys. Anyway, so this is the clip.
Hello, mommy. Hey,
Oh,
so
double
about
Kiyo.
that assassin that I didn't send to you.
Oh, well, super bounce. I tried to warn her, guys. I literally said super bounce. Die. You must super bounce or you will die.
I can't. I strike her.
And then Sarge try to freaking confuse her. Even
like,
if you strike, you can auto counter. So.
Wait, does she auto counter if I strike?
Oh, you actually. Before it was me who screwed her over. Oh no, I tried to tell her. I'm an idiot. Freaking banish. I mean, it just kills you anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter if I did 999 or 2,190 or 80 or whatever. But you know, still. I tried to tell her.
He did warn you.
I did warn her, guys. Okay, 2190. Okay, but yeah. Just want to talk about that clip in particular. Uh, but yeah. That's this is what I personally drew for the homies. I will be showing this to them once I finish the stream, of course. But yeah, I like drawing these moments. I'm not an artist, but like if I do these kinds of events and I can like showcase like moments like these, it feels really good. Like I definitely had fun doing this, even though like I literally kind of like scraped doing these like this, and the one of the other ones last night. But yeah, it was great. Fun fact, I actually was originally gonna do this today, and then like depending on things like what happened like with the IRL, like I was potentially like playing a Slay the Spire board game with other people, and we did play like on like Friday afternoon because fortunately work wasn't busy or anything. Everyone else was fine too. Like they weren't busy either. So that was great yesterday. But yeah, we didn't get to do it at night. So I ended up working on this and one of the other light cones. So yeah, let's talk about this light cone. The stats, everything. This is a Nihility light cone. So this is for debuffers or like Acheron and all that fun jazz, all those fun people over there. Uh, so it's called a preventable banishment. I called it that because literally, if staff literally just used super bounce, she would have been fine. She would have been fine. Otherwise, yeah, she took her 9999 damage from banish. This is her getting banished into another dimension or something. I don't know. It's like Sarge be like, "Be gone, foul mommy," because people like to call her mommy. I guess I don't. I sometimes like say it just for as a joke, but otherwise, I would not unironically call Steph mommy. Anyway, it's Steph as a Darkling getting banished again. Me with the I guess okay. I'm sorry now. The art of me drinking the boba. I actually just ripped it off of another art that I did earlier. So this is back in like 2022, I think. 2022. Yeah, I think this is 2022 art here. And then this one and everything else I made from scratch. But yeah, this Nahidi light cone. Yeah, that's 5. Increases the wearer's hit rate, affect hit rate by 40%, and when an enemy is defeated, apply a stack of regret to all enemies for 2 turns, and every stack of regret increases the damage the target takes by 10% during their turn, stacking up to 5 times. So yes, this is a dot light code. Or if you want to be more fancy, it'd be really good for like people like Black Swan, who have like her ult that increases damage during the enemy's turn, and all that fun jazz. Or just using abilities during the enemy's turns, like ults. So ults, dots, those two benefit a lot from this light cone. So yeah, I will say that does require an enemy to be defeated. So this is more so, I'd say, a pure fiction light cone. But even then, I'd say this is like really good. It is a really good light cone, and it does a lot in my personal opinion. But yeah, S. Okay, I for this one I can definitely tell you what S1 and S5 are. If I remember correctly, the effect hit rate should be 24%. For S1, I'm gonna check just in case. I'm gonna check the yeah, one of the icons. Yeah, 24% effect hit rate at S1, and at S5 it will be or not S5, S1. The damage increase here will be like 6%. So it'll be like +1 per extra superimposition, and then plus here it'll be +4% per superimposition. So yeah. It's good. I think it's good. I think this is something that you should not sleep on, in my personal opinion. And this applies to all enemies. So if this is a pure fiction light cone, I know it's not a light cone that you would probably use ideally, but in the cases where there's like a lot of summons or any of that kind of stuff, I'd say this is a very good light cone. So like I'd say apocalyptic shadow, like this is usable. I'd say an apocalyptic shadow and pure fiction. I don't think it's a very good MOC light cone due to the nature of MOC not having as many enemies. But I think otherwise, I think this is a very good like pure fiction, and then situationally also a good apocalyptic shadow, depending on what the bosses are, whether or not they have a lot of summons or not. So, yeah, I like this light cone. I had fun. I had fun making this one. Submitted by the homies, of course. I actually asked them in the homies chat if they like for a memory that they all really liked, and I really liked this one in particular, so I picked this one. Every other suggestion they asked were like not very safe for work, therefore I picked those, but this one was safe for work 100%. So yeah, art was made by me. And the background, though, it looks very much different. This is from the actual Dokapon Kingdom game. Unfortunately, I could not get the actual like the Asiana town background, so I ended up just using the underworld background or any of like the lava background. So that's what I used instead. It's not 100% accurate, but I mean we are facing a darkling, so it's like we're in hell, right? And yeah, the reason why it's nihility, of course, is because yeah, and there I am doing like specifically nihility and like preservation and all that stuff on purpose as well. Nihility being because like it's like Steph's meeting her end, people are being sad. Holy frick! This could have like a lot of regret as well. Like when you deal with loss and like end of someone, you tend to feel regret. So that's what I felt when I saw the moment. So I made a nihility light cone. Yeah, and then with mine, of course, like even if the world stands against me, I will still protect the world regardless. That's basically what this is trying to entail here. So, and the fact that like I'm still keeping on despite whatever the frick's happening, I think that's definitely like 100% like a preservation kind of deal. So that's why it's preservation here. Also, yeah, my character itself, myself, I do have here, uh, uh, all is preservation as well. So yeah, makes sense. All right. As for synergies with other people, that isn't anyone in particular. Uh, all right. Uh, I'm going to be honest right now. This is definitely a support lycone. So this is not gonna be for like characters like Acheron. Black Swan could benefit from this. Jiao Cho as well. But I will say I don't think the wearer has to defeat the enemy, if I remember correctly from here. Yeah, it says when an enemy is defeated, doesn't matter who defeats it. So anyone can use this, and like the effects will happen. So ideally, this would be best on your non DPS or any character that you're not is not like your main DPS. So like Black Swan is probably not your main DPS, but she can absolutely like use that like cone. Uh, Pella maybe, but I'd say no. If you have Acheron, okay, it goes well with the support that goes with like Acheron, for example, because you can use her ult during the enemy's turn. Like like it'd be good on Black Swan. It'd be good on like Jiao Cho does need effective area as well, so it good on Jiao Cho. Silver Wolf, arguably, but I'd say not sure due to the nature of. Actually, maybe you could try it on Silver Wolf. It might work. Uh, Welt does not want the enemies to take turns, so it's not very good on Welt. Gwynaif and Luca could be okay. Good Knife I say more so. Luca I think is more an actual like a Nihility like bleed DPS. So I don't think you would want this on Luca because he's also single target. So that's why I already like with Silverwolf. It's a little weird. Also, resume the music. There you go. And then Sampo kind of same deal. Like okay, if you want like who's it really good on? Black Swan, Jiaocho, maybe Guinaifen. Decent on Silverwolf, Pela, maybe Sampo, and then maybe Luca. Like these two, I'd say less so. Like definitely better options for Luca and Sampo. Pela Guinaifen, you could. I mean Pela Silverwolf, maybe if you were playing with Akron, it could be okay if you don't have anyone else. But otherwise, Black Swan, Jiaocho, Guinaifen, I'd say are the people you would want to use that like on. So yeah. But yeah, that's that light cone. We got 2 more to go. I actually only have 4. So third light cone. This is a light cone that was not submitted by me or anything that I actively asked people. So this was submitted by one of my friends, Beck, and the art is also made by Beck himself. So all I needed to do was literally just cut some stuff out and like do things that made it feel more coherent. So yeah, edited by me, but everything else was made by Beck. So if you wanna check out Beck, you can check out Beck. There you go. Oh yeah, I also shout out the homies as well. So I'll be doing it slowly as I talk about this light cone. So the light cone is a hunt light cone. It is called a second shopping. So the actual source of all the art and everything is actually coming from a video, believe it or not. I actually told people you can submit a video, like a short video, art, a memory, anything that basically evokes a memory of sorts, whether it be a real memory or an imaginary memory. Anything works here. So I'm going to real quick get the well, first let me mute this, and then second off let me get the video.
Grocery store, we are not finished with you. We have come back to pick up the last things on the shopping list that we could not find right the first time, but now we know where to look for them, so get ready.
I am gonna be real though, like that is sometimes a mood. Like when you go to the store. Oh yeah, I would like the video. Thought I did, but when you go to the store, you like forget certain things, and then that sometimes you like it might be important enough that you have to go back to the store and like buy it again, and that very much evokes like Hunt for me because of the fact that it's like a kind of conviction, like, oh, I have to do this again. We need to do this because we have to, right? And then yeah, for anyone wondering, I am typing the shout out for everyone else, the homies. So yeah, that's what it evoked in me. It felt like a sense of conviction, and I think Hunt, very much well embodies like conviction, and that's why I turned this into a Hunt like code. Beck did submit himself as like a actual character, and his character is Nihility, but memories I base off what the path of the light cone is based off of the memory itself. It's like, for example, with Gwenifen's like subscribe for more light cone is actually a Hunt light cone, but Gwenifen herself is a Nihility character, just like Beck. So yeah, I really like this. I believe the other person next to it. This is Beck, the one on the right. The one on the left, I think his name is Zoggy. I forget the full name. So if there's anyone in chat or in the comments who want to correct me, or Beck himself, if he sees the video, you can feel free to tell me like full name. I forget the name, so you can feel free to tell me. But yeah, this is the store. There's a picture of the store right here, and then this is them two like pointing at the store and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to the store," and that's what I got out of that. So yeah, I can't fit everything in due to the limit of the template, which let me find the template real quick for any, because I know there are gonna be some people who want to look at the template because okay, if you want to make like a light cone like kind of like this yourself, I did use a template. I did have to do a decent amount of work to get the template to be more customizable for like on my own. But if you want like a template and like you want to do this yourself, there is a template online which I did use. I did use this template. I'm gonna say right now, I use this template. I hopefully, if Editor Kiyo remembers, he will put this link in the description, and if not, feel free to tell me in the comments. I will try to correct myself because I'm gonna be honest. There will be times where I forget things. So please tell me in the comments. It means a lot if you help correct our mistakes, because not everyone is trying to go out of their way to hurt people. Okay, so please, if someone makes a mistake, help them correct it, because they're more often than not, that person is not trying to hurt anyone. It's just an honest mistake, and they are absolutely willing to correct it. So yeah, anyway. A second shopping from Atelier Beck. At S5. Oh yeah, it has the same stats. I believe that's a Sela light cone. I know it's the exact same as like this one as well, but I mean, a Nihility character tends to want a lot of attack as well. Like a Dot character wants a lot of attack, so it makes sense. And with this one, I just picked Sela because I just felt like it's a good Sela light cone. At the start, okay, at the start of each wave. So this is another like pure fiction light code. But at the start of each wave, the wearer is action advanced by 100%. Yes, you heard me right. Action advanced by 100%. When the wearer defeats an enemy, increases the speed and all type rest pen by 24% for 2. This is S5. So obviously this is very overtuned. And the only thing that scales is the speed and all type rest pen. I know for sure that S1 would be 16%. So when you defeat an enemy at S1, you get 16% speed and all type rest pen for 2 turns. It's a hunt like cone, so if you're fighting a lot of ads, then it's very good for that. Otherwise, it's fine. If you can do like 2 big hits, like if you could just get a lot of big hits in, then it's not a bad light cone. But it is what it is. Fighting you know what ads I mean. the little monsters, not little enemies. The ones that have low health. But yeah. What does that have to do with HSR? Oh, also, thank you for reminding me, since you're in chat. You didn't remind me, but there you go. Put the music back on. Because we were watching a video earlier. Because for reference for this. But yeah. So Honkai Star Rail has a game mode called Pure Fiction, which is basically like fighting a waves of small enemies. So this is good for this light code specifically is good for that. Because you get more speed and you get more like armor penetration basically. So which lets you do more damage. And occasionally there's a big enemy. And this also helps with the big enemy. Anyway, there's not really much else to say. I think it's just a solid light cone for Pure Fiction. and or Apocalyptic Shadow, depending. But yeah. As for synergies with other characters, let me go real quick to here. All right. So this is definitely good for characters that want to kill a lot of enemies. I'd say like the person who stands out the most for me is Sela, because she is really good at killing like small enemies, and she gets an extra little turn when she kills an enemy. So I'd say Celia benefits from this a whole lot more than I'd say literally anyone else in this roster. Boot Hill's all about break, so he doesn't really care. Moza actually does not benefit from from most of that stuff. Like he gets action advance, that's cool, and I think he really benefits from action advance. I don't know if he has it in his kit. Actually, do you have action advance in your kit? Oh, he does. Okay. He kind of does. He already has like action advance anyway, so it's not as good on Moza. But as for other people, not really much else, really. Like, like it's mostly really like Sela. Everyone else is like, oh, if they're in Pure Fiction or Apocalyptic Shadow and it works, it works. But there are better like this is a very this light cone is very situational. But I think it helps a lot for those game modes because Apocalyptic Shadow and Pure Fiction are specifically kind of time based. I mean, Memory of Chaos is too, but Memory of Chaos doesn't have as many small enemies. And then Apocalypse Shadow depends on the boss themselves, because they might have ads, they might not have ads, but yeah, the only person who like you would realistically go in like Pure Fiction would be like Sela. Like everyone else, like you could do like Topaz if there's a lot of follow up, but otherwise, I would not put Topaz anyway because I'd rather just do like Himiko or Herda. Right, so yeah, no one else really benefits too much from this, unless you put them in like Pure Fiction or Apocalyptic Shadow. And generally, you're not doing that. Apocalyptic Shadow maybe, but otherwise, it doesn't really benefit that many people. Regardless, I did like doing this one. It was a pretty funny one, with the store, because the feeling of not getting everything in one trip and you have to go back to the store again is definitely a very relatable feeling. It's not something that happens very often for me personally, because usually if I can't buy certain things, I usually just wait till next week, unless it's like urgent. That's the only time I have to go back if it's urgent, and it's almost never urgent. So it's relatable that like I can understand the feeling, but it's not relatable for me because I don't feel this very often, but I understand the feeling of having to go to the store again because you didn't buy something that you really needed. But yeah. And last but not least, this light cone. This is literally a meme light cone. I mean, all of these are kind of memey light codes, except the first one, which was mine. But this one is a meme. So for those of you who don't know what the meme is here, I can actually potentially find the meme. I don't remember where I placed the meme. I found So for those of you who don't know who Kyon, she's one of my friends who I like made really early in my VTubing journey. She is a rhythm gamer. She likes to play rhythm games, and there's this one moment that we all captured as in her stream where she has a heartbeat. This is a heartbeat monitor right here. It's at 105 in here, but we see 190. The alarming 190 BPM right here. All right. All right. So that is more than 3 heartbeats per second. Holy. It's a very alarming number. For those of you who don't know, 190 is a very bad heart rate. You don't want to go to 190. But for whatever reason, she went to 190. Apparently, she has said that I didn't witness it myself, but she has went to 200. So This is not her full potential. But the first time that like was like alarming was like the 190. So yeah. This light cone is a reference to this meme in particular because holy frick, I was when I saw her thing at 190, it was kind of Monka-esque moment. But yeah, this is just Kyon doing her rave. I drew the emote myself. I did reference her one of her emotes, the glow stick emote. So if it looks a little familiar, then that's why. But otherwise, yeah, I use her original like or her 1.0 outfit. So yeah, there's that, the glow stick. Yeah, the rave in the background, the 190 BPM danger. And I thought, yeah, this is a destruction light cone, and it also fits her because I did do a Kiyo-Sekai with her like as an actual character, and she's also a destruction character, lightning destruction, same as her favorite character in Honkai Star Rail, Arlen. So yeah, so what the effect of the light cone is actually going to be very much based off of Kyon's kit in here. So yeah, let me explain. Okay, it's called Rave Past the Limit, by the way. Destruction light cone. And at S5, this is 5-star at S5. How's she doing recently? She's doing pretty well so far. Like she's currently like doing like her own stuff. She's like doing live 2D still like in the background. And she occasionally does like her streams from time to time. She's doing fine. So far that I've seen, she's doing fine. But I feel like she's doing a lot of stuff in the background, so yeah, she might be a little busy, like quote unquote. So yeah. Anyway, at S5, this light cone increases the wearer's crit rate by 30%. Yes, 30%. when the wearer attacks or is attacked, their next action will be advanced forward by 10%, and their next attack ignores 36% of the enemy's defense. This does not stack, by the way. I'm just saying right now, this effect doesn't stack. So if you get attacked multiple times, you're not gonna ignore like 100% of the defense. But with Kyon's kit that I made in the past here, her kit here is all about getting hit and doing and then retaliating with her own hit. It's not a counter attack, but it basically she is able to do bigger hits the more she gets hit. So yeah, enemies are more likely to target her, and when enemies with her mark attack her, she gets a stacking crit damage buff for her next attack. So she does have herself has a stacking buff for herself, and she does have like some tanky stuff like removing a debuff whenever she gets attacked by the marked enemy, etc., etc. She likes being able to be attacked and then doing a lot of damage based on how many times she gets attacked. So that's why this is like that. Stacking buff, yes. She has a stacking buff. She works well with getting hit, but she can also dish some hits herself too. So even if the enemy doesn't act very fast, she could still pack a punch. And I think that's great. But at S1, because I know there's gonna be people who's gonna talk about Kia, what about S1? Because 5-star light codes, you generally just get S1. The crit rate will be 18%, and it'll gain 4% crit rate for every extra superimposition. And for this one, it will be 24%, and increases by 3% per extra superimposition. Do multi-hits count towards the bonus damage? Yes. So the next attack generally encompasses the whole thing, like the whole move. So if it's a multi-hit, so like for example, Sela's hit, like she hits technically like 6 times. That counts. It counts for everything. I know Sela is a hunt unit, but assuming she can use this like the bonus damage, it does work. Or if the enemy, Okay, but not for the enemy. So if an enemy hits her with this here, with the stacking crit damage buff, it's not for every hit. It's just for every attack. So yeah. But still, like if I assume there will be a case where maybe the devs for HSR may consider doing stuff for multi hits, like enemies doing multi hits. I don't know. It might happen, it might not. But yeah. And as for I don't even need to explain anything else really. So let's talk about the synergies. What's the most important stat in HSR? It depends on the character. Like, it actually really depends on the character. So, for example, like, in preservation, you would think they all like defense, right? Wrong. Fu Xuan needs HP. She scales off of HP, right? Everyone else, yeah, they like defense. Fu Xuan, exception. Nihility. Oh yeah, I'm gonna snooze the ads, by the way, because I do see ads are coming. Acheron. She scales off a crit, but she's a Nihility unit. Because most other Nihility units, they scale off of just regular attack. Or literally other things. So, like effect hit rate. Black Swan likes effect hit rate. Silver Wolf likes effect hit rate. Everyone else like kind of likes attack. Well, could be built crit. Pela, you don't even really need to build her with anything, to be honest. So you build her tanky. And like maybe a little bit of effect hit rate, because she does need it. But yeah. Like, Sparkle, you can get crit damage so that she can give people bigger buffs. Ting Yun needs attack because her buff is based off of her attack, right? Robin, her stuff is based off of attack, so she needs attack. Harmony MC likes break effect, so you need break effect. Asta kind of doesn't care, so you can build her whatever. Like, it really depends, right? And that's why I like how like so far I like the characters are like pretty unique so far. So yeah. But yeah, as for the light cone and the synergies with light cone with the other characters here, I think the obvious one I'd say would probably be So it's when the wearer attacks or is attacked, their next action will be advance forward, and their next attack will ignore percent of the enemy's defense. So theoretically, it could, and I quote a big quote, it could work on like counter attackers like Clara and Yun Li, because of the fact that their next attack is literally right after the enemy attacks them. So after Clara attacks, she gets the buff. But it doesn't really matter too much there. If someone attacks Clara, she'll ignore that next follow-up attack, the counter attack, will ignore the enemy's defense. The issue, I'd say, like kind of quote unquote, would be the advance forward, because counterattackers tend to like being slower, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad of a thing if they get action advanced, so it's okay. But as for everyone else, maybe Blade. It could work on Blade. It could work on, let's see. Like, it's a good stat stick for crit rate as well. So, it's not too bad. So, if there's someone who specifically has, like, an extra attack right after they attack again. So I guess Blade would be an example. So like Blade, Clara, Yun Li, Jingliu. Actually, Jingliu would work, I'd say, because of the fact that she has her Syzygy stacks. So when she gets 2 of them, she action advances herself again. So, so her literal next attack will benefit from the defense ignore. So that works too. Shrei has her follow up attack, which could work as well. And I guess that's mostly it. Because Firefly doesn't really benefit from crit. She likes break effect. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say for most of the characters who benefit off of that. I do like also like the light cones. Like the 5 stars light cones tend to be like more situational. Because it's generally based off of the character who is like featured. So for example, the Blade light code works with Blade. Right. Jinglu light code works with Jinglu. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really need to say about that. Because I don't think there's any other character who would benefit off of Kion's light code. Other than Kion herself and then the people I just mentioned. So Blade, Clara, Jinglu, Yunli, arguably Shrei. There's other people I could think of. Because it only works on destruction characters, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's all I have, actually. Like I said before, this is a short stream. Thank you all so much for joining me. Like, it's been really fun. I love doing these. Like, I love theory crafting. It's my favorite thing to do. And I really want to do more of these. That is going to be it for this stream, though. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And as always, make sure about yourselves and take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful life, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.